Hi, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're getting to spend the day with someone that you love, whether that's a significant other or some girlfriends or boyfriends or children or all of the above. So hopefully your day is filled with a little bit of love today. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about love today at Hub Digital Marketing. So we're talking about the tools that I love and that I use all the time, whether it's with clients, for clients, for myself. And we're going to kind of run the gamut. I have a really long list for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, after this video, post this on my website along with links to all of the tools that I talk about. So you can either Google them, and they should come up pretty easily, or you can hang out for a sec and I'll put the link in the comments to the blog post with this video and then some information on how to take advantage of any of the tools if you're interested. So we should dive right in and start talking about some of the tools that I use or that I recommend to use depending on some of your different needs. Cool. So the first one I want to talk about is Canva. This one is great for anybody that wants to include some kind of design work or graphics, but isn't really into learning Photoshop or downloading any of those types of programs. Canva is a free tool, which is, I love free tools. Almost, I would say probably about at least half, if not 3/4 of the tools I'm going to talk about today are free. So Canva is a free tool where you can get some templates to create anything from social media posts to even banner ads. You can create, if you need to make ads, to creating documents. So if you want some kind of design behind your documents, it just has tons of different options available depending on all different sizes. You can make, Pinterest ads versus Instagram images. It's really cool. And you can integrate all of your own logos and colors and fonts into them. So it's just a great tool. So again, that one's called Canva. Definitely check that one out if you need any kind of design help. It'll really help you make some graphics that look super professional, very clean, and they're really easy to make. The other great thing about Canva is that you can download it. You can download the graphics now as movies. So they're essentially like moving images that don't take any extra steps. You just change the download type from JPEG to movie, and it will create these really cool moving graphics, which are awesome in the sense that they grab somebody's eye as they're scrolling through their news feed, and also it is one of the only things that's getting through with Facebook right now are movies. So great tool, check it out. The second tool I really like is called Buffer. This is going to be for people that need to schedule their social posts. We like to say, if you can, try to publish them live. You tend to get better reach from them. They tend to be a little bit more organic and authentic, we find. And Facebook tends to favor, Facebook especially, and I would say Instagram then too, tends to favor posts that are published directly to the platform instead of coming from a third-party publisher. However, we also say if that's just not possible for you, if the only way you're going to be able to get your social posts out is to schedule them, then we really like to use Buffer. There's a couple other ones, like there's Hootsuite, I'm sure you probably heard of. There's some other ones out there. For us, Buffer is less expensive. It's a much lower price point per month than Hootsuite is. I think the user interface is a lot easier. So it's a little bit less confusing than I think Hootsuite can be. They have some great analytics, and they also include Instagram and Pinterest, which can be some of the hardest ones to schedule content and get content out there for. So if you need to schedule content, Buffer is the one you want to use. The next tool that I like to use is for email marketing. So we get a lot of questions all the time. What platform should you use for email marketing? And we kind of have two. There's sort of two based on, your list size, based on how intense you're going to get with your email marketing, how often you want to reach out to people. If you have a really large list and you have a lot of integrations with like automation, you have, funnels that people go through and then they get splintered off into other funnels. If you just have a lot that you do via email marketing, I really like to use ActiveCampaign. It's what we use. I think it's very user-friendly. It's a lot more user-friendly than some of the other email platforms out there. It's less expensive than a lot of the other email platforms out there. And it allows you the opportunity to really dive in deep, especially with those automated sequences, and putting people through sales funnels and getting them into the place where they need to be. That's one of my favorites. If you don't need all of that, I would suggest going with MailChimp. That is a really great free email marketing platform up to 2,000 subscribers. So if you're under 2,000 subscribers, completely free. And one of the coolest things that they just started doing is they put in automations into the free plan. So you used to have to pay to upgrade your account to do the automated sequences. And it was still only like $10 a month. It was still super cheap. But now you can do that for free. So if you're under 2,000 subscribers, you're good to go with all your automated sequences and all of your emails. MailChimp, I also find, tends to get through spam filters a lot better. So I think it's just a really great platform. And I mean, for the cost of free, you can't get any better than that. So ActiveCampaign, which does have a monthly cost to it if you need something a little bit more intense. If you don't need it, MailChimp's the one you want to check out. Let's see, what's next? Oh, so my next favorite tool is for like video conferencing. So I do a lot of video conferencing. I talk to a lot of people. A lot of my clients or customers aren't necessarily here in Rhode Island. And instead of just talking on the phone, I like to video conference with them. I also run a lot of webinars. So I've been kind of searching for a platform that allows me to do both in one. And what I found is Zoom is the best product for that. There's a lot of like Easy Webinar and GoToWebinar and all those kinds of things. They can get very expensive, and they tend to only sort of do one thing instead of the other, or you kind of have to sort of piece together a strategy around them. I also find that they're not as reliable. They tend to like crash out sometimes in the middle. A lot of times audio will drop in the middle of webinars or things like that. So I really love Zoom. I have seen not a lot of issues with it. I've never really had any dropped calls. I mean, maybe a while if I didn't have great internet service, I could see some things drop out, but you can do stuff from your phone. You can video conference right from your phone. You can do it from your computer, and it's a great webinar tool as well. So if you need any kind of video conferencing or webinar, Zoom's the one you want to use. So finally, this is my new favorite tool. I'm obsessed with this. I just signed up for it. I just added it to my website. Is called Drift. So what I'm really struggling with, and what I found, is I was getting a lot of traffic to my website, but then I wasn't engaging that traffic. So they would kind of go, they would check it out, but they wouldn't necessarily go to my contact page and reach out for more information. So we came across Drift. It can get a little bit expensive, but if you have a lot of traffic and you really are looking to engage that audience, you can install Drift on your website. So Drift basically lets you set up an infinite number of, they call them playbooks. And they're basically like that little chat bot that's at the bottom, and it kind of pops up in the middle of somebody searching around. It's not very invasive. It's not, it doesn't take over the whole screen. It just kind of pops up in the bottom corner, and they engage that person. So they ask them what they're here for. They ask them some questions. They get them to chat with you with the chatbot. And then after the chatbot, they can either chat live with you, depending on what time of day it is. So if I'm, I set my hours, and if I'm around during that time, I can chat live with a person that's on my website that may have questions. Or if not, it encourages them to schedule a meeting, and it will take them right to a calendar where they can set their time they want to meet, and it puts it right on my calendar, and we're all set with a meeting. I've really, like I said, it's super new for me, so I'm still kind of learning all of the things that you can do with it. But their customer service has been amazing. If you have questions, there's someone there to help you walk through everything. They schedule calls to help you set up all of your playbooks and make sure that you're getting the most out of the platform. And I really found that it started to engage people right there on my website. So I've gotten some people having conversations with me right away. I've gotten some people scheduling meetings with me that it may be, 11 o'clock midnight when I'm asleep because I have a baby, and they're thinking about me at that moment. So instead of having them to have to remember me or try to come back the next day or schedule an appointment, they can do it right there, all whatever works for them. So I'm obsessed with it. So that's called Drift. If you've ever had any interest in chatbots, definitely check it out. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so I think we kind of ran through the list. That was a lot of tools. Like I said, I'm going to post this on my website with a list of all of the tools, kind of break them down again, and then links so you can go check them out directly. But these are some of my favorite things that I love to use. I use them on a daily basis to really help kind of streamline my marketing, get a kind of bigger bang for my buck a lot of times. So hopefully you guys find this helpful, and you'll get to find some cool new tools that you can utilize too. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.